Microsoft has created an artificial intelligence so efficient that it can run on a regular laptop, using less energy than an LED light bulb. It sounds like an exaggeration, but that's exactly what you'll understand in the next few minutes. How is it possible for a model of this size to surpass giants like Quanwen, Candeix, and Meta's Llama while taking up less memory than a niche mobile game? Could this change the way we think about artificial intelligence in our daily lives? And what does this reveal about the future of technology when anyone can run an advanced model directly from their own computer or phone? I'm not a fan of asking for subscriptions, honestly, but every time I don't ask, half the viewers watch and disappear, as if by magic. So purely for the survival instinct of this YouTube channel, I leave my appeal here. If you don't subscribe and don't leave a like, I will release a version of BitNet that crashes your Wi-Fi every time you skip my videos. And don't test me, because I know people at Microsoft, so I'll give you 3 seconds to subscribe. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Thanks. Thank you very much for subscribing and for your like. Let's continue. Microsoft has just shown something that could completely change the game of artificial intelligence. They managed to train a giant model with 2 billion parameters that runs smoothly even on simpler computers, without needing a graphics card and without consuming a fortune in energy. Then you might be wondering, but how is this possible? With a clever trick that reduces the weight of the information to the minimum possible. Then you ask, right, does information have weight? Hold on. Let's move forward. Yes, something that seems to have come straight out of that movie, The Imitation Game. I'll make it clearer, but before continuing, comment below. Do you think the big tech companies are really interested in democratizing artificial intelligence by creating AIs that take up less space on your computer or phone? Or is all this just another move to control what we can or cannot do with technology? Comment below. Continuing. The BitNet B1.58 is a model that uses only 3 possible values to represent everything it has learned: -1, 0, and +1. This makes it incredibly lightweight, occupying only 0.4 gigabytes of memory. To give you an idea, this is smaller than many mobile games. And most impressively, even with all this lightness, it can compete with much heavier and more complex models, coming close to the performance of famous rivals like Quanwen and Meta's model. It seems impossible, but tests show that BitNet can outperform these competitors in logical reasoning and math tasks. There is an interesting explanation about the name BitNet B1.582B40. Although it seems more like a Wi-Fi password, the name refers to the fact that each weight of the model carries on average only 1.58 bits of information. This happens because the possible values are only 3, -1, 0, and +1, which provides a curious and elegant mathematical efficiency. The difference between BitNet and other models compressed after training also draws attention. Many models are trained with full precision and only then undergo compression, which often compromises quality. BitNet, on the contrary, was born already compact, which avoids performance losses and keeps the intelligence more stable from the start. Another fascinating detail is that BitNet was trained with 4 trillion tokens. This gigantic volume of data provided the model with a solid enough foundation to compete with other, much larger models, despite being so lightweight. The results in the tests are impressive. BitNet was evaluated with 17 benchmarks recognized in the AI world. Sorry if I get the name wrong now, but like MMLU, GSM-8K, RC Challenge, and True Full QA. In many of them, it outperformed the competitors. Just in the RC, Easy for example, it reached close to 75% accuracy, and in Winogrand, it exceeded 71%. It also lacked highlighting the direct comparison with the Quanwen 2.5 model, which uses comprehension with 4-bit quantization. Despite Quanwen occupying almost double the memory, its performance dropped by more than 3 points in accuracy. Meanwhile, BitNet remains steady, proving that its native format is much more efficient than conventional methods. The technical aspect of BitNet presents an interesting image. Instead of heavy pots with numbers, the model uses light-colored poker chips and Lego-like block to represent the information. These chips are organized by a system called Absmin Quantizer, which selects the values in real time while the model runs. Additionally, they replace the traditional activation function with a simpler version called squared head liu, which better withstands use in such streamlined structures. They also adopted the AT Llama 3 tokenizer, DEAS, which comes with a ready-made day-night vocabulary, making language understanding easier from the start. During the learning process, BitNet goes through a final DI phase called Direct Preference Optimization. In this phase, the model receives examples of good and bad responses and learns to deliver what people prefer without losing the knowledge it has already accumulated. This helps make the responses more useful and pleasant. An essential technical aspect involves how BitNet runs on GPUs. Graphics cards expect data in standardized formats, but BitNet uses ternary value. Microsoft solved this by packing 4 values into 1 byte and transporting it to the calculation core, ensuring speed without loss. Another practical point is that BitNet CPP works even on simple laptops with only 400 megabytes of available memory. It even runs on Ultrabook, which is great for those who want to have local artificial intelligence without relying on the cloud or heavy servers. There is also a chart that clearly shows the advantage of BitNet. Most small models use between 2 to 5 gigabytes of memory and achieve average results. BitNet, with less than half a gigabyte, scores above 60 points in tests, demonstrating how it delivers more capabilities per byte per watt. By the way, if you are just starting out and want to learn how to use artificial intelligence to create more income streams more quickly, it's worth checking out my mentorship program, Master Monetization of Artificial Intelligence. In it, I teach a step-by-step guide on how to turn AI into a powerful ally to scale your business, whether it's digital or physical. It's an opportunity for those who want to get ahead and make the most of this moment of technological revolution. Returning to BitNet, the great advantage is that it can run on common CPUs like the Mac M2 chip and still maintain a bool generation speed of 5 to 7 words per second. This is practically the reading pace of a person reading a book, and the energy consumption drops by up to 96% compared to traditional models, which is excellent for those who want to run AI on mobile devices without draining the battery. Looking ahead, Microsoft is already planning larger versions of BitNet with 7 to 13 billion parameters. They want to test how this model performs with different languages, other types of content, and even tasks involving image and audio. There is a lot of new territory to explore. And in the end, BitNet proves that you don't need a super machine to achieve powerful results with AI. Sometimes what is more streamlined and well thought out surpasses what is large and cumbersome. Keep an eye on this technology. It could be the gateway to bringing cutting-edge artificial intelligence to devices you already have at home, or even implementing it in your business. Oh, and if you thought this model was only for research, know that it is already available on Hanging Face. You can download, test, and even play around with it as an online demo on your computer. It's a chance to experience today what could be the standard of tomorrow. After looking at all this carefully, in my opinion, Microsoft's BitNet is not just a technical advancement, it's a clear sign of a game change. An AI of this level, light enough to run directly on your laptop or phone, with performance that challenges the big models and still consumes less energy, opens up space for a new type of access to technology. This shakes up the market, pressures competitors, and empowers those outside the major computing centers, meaning it provides accessibility for small businesses. Whether this will become a trend or was just a brilliant experiment, we will still find out. But tell me in the comments, do you think this is the beginning of an AI revolution or just a remarkable technical achievement that won't leave the labs? This video doesn't end now. It continues with us chatting in the comments. If you find this video interesting, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.